What's up everyone, and welcome to another Wayfarers East Heroclix tutorial. In our last video we were checking out the purple speed ability Force Blast, and for this video we're going to be looking into the purple attack ability Smoke Cloud. Now Smoke Cloud can be identified on the dial by looking for that purple square in the attack slot right next to the fist there, that purple 9. That means that Robin here can use Smoke Cloud. And Smoke Cloud is defined as give this character a power action, place up to 6 hindering terrain markers in distinct adjacent squares that are all within this character's range, minimum range of 4, and at least one of the terrain markers must be within line of fire when it is placed. The terrain markers remain until the beginning of your next turn. Characters that occupy these terrain markers modify their attack value by -1 unless they can use Smoke Cloud or ignore hindering terrain for line of fire purposes. Alright, so first off, you're giving Robin a power action. So you're not making an attack, you're just giving him an action to do the ability. And so once that happens, you can place up to 6 hindering terrain markers in distinct adjacent squares that are all within the character's range. So they have to be, since Robin has 6 range and Smoke Cloud gives a minimum range of 4, so even if they have a 0 range, they have 4. Because he has 6 range, they have to be within 6 squares of Robin no matter what. They can't exceed that. And then, so like we'll say we'll place the first one here. Well, then they all have to be within distinct adjacent squares. So if you were going to place one here, you could, and one off here, and then you could almost like make a little pattern if you wanted to, so that when people try and run through them, and there you have 6, you could almost do something like that. So that if they run through this middle here, they'd have to stop, and then, well, they'd have to stop here, run through, stop here, and then run through again. Something like that. And then basically that's how you lay down your hindering terrain markers. Only one of them has to be within line of sight. So he only has to be able to see one of them. So if there was blocking terrain here, 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 and blocking terrain all here, so all that he would be able to see is straightforward, you could place this one here, and then you would still be able to place these all around the back here. You just have to make sure that they're all within his range. And then the terrain markers remain until the beginning of your next turn. So once they're placed, they cannot be removed unless there's a character that has a special ability that allows him to remove hindering terrain, and then they stay there until the beginning of your next turn. So they're there. So a lot of times Smoke Cloud is an ability that you'd want to use at the end of your turn. So like if Robin is the last person on your team to be given an action, that would be a good time to use Smoke Cloud, because then you would be able to put it on your own characters so that anybody with stealth would be hidden, or you could put it down on enemy characters, because characters that occupy these terrain markers modify their attack value by -1 unless they can use Smoke Cloud or ignore hindering terrain for line of fire purposes. So if you place these hindering terrain markers down upon your enemies, then they all have -1 attack until the next turn, unless they can use Smoke Cloud or ignore hindering terrain for line of fire. So that's also a standard or an easy way to use Smoke Cloud. Another easy way, like if you have the Batman theme team, here if you'll notice this Batman ally team ability, that means that Robin here can use stealth. And so if you place down your hindering terrain markers, then everybody that you place them underneath can be in stealth, and then they're basically immune to range combat attacks unless people ignore hindering terrain for line of fire purposes. That's all there is to it. I hope you liked this video. Make sure you subscribe to Wayfarers East. Check me out on Facebook and Twitter and wayfarerseast.com. Without further ado, have yourself a great day.